Good afternoon, and welcome to Everybody, the podcast which shares stories that highlight people in life that make the world an interesting place, which ultimately ties us all together in unique and wonderful ways. And who am I, you might ask? I would be the head wrap socialite, wife, mom, micro influencer in the fashion and etiquette world. But on this podcast, I will be introducing you to some people who I've had the opportunity to meet along my journey, who have helped enrich me in my life in
Me being
beautiful ways,
the only child,
and who I hope
she was everything to me.
will do the same in yours.
Anytime I needed something, she was always there. 43 years now, she had my back. I don't know. It's just you can't explain it. I just love her. Love her. Anything she needs, I'll do it for her. I know anything I need, she'll do it for me. So it's a family thing. You know how it is for us. It's always been a family thing.
Hello, and welcome to another episode, a special Mother's Day episode of the Head Wrap Socialite Everybody. Today, I am honored to have as my guest my Aunt Sonya, who is not only a beautiful mom herself, but who has also learned a great deal from her own mother, my Nana, on this wonderful journey called motherhood. And as we celebrate this special day, it's important to reflect on the lessons and values that our mothers and those who have assumed motherly roles in our lives have passed down to us, and how they have shaped us into the people we are today. In this episode, my aunt will be sharing with us the many valuable lessons she has learned from her own mother and how these lessons have influenced her approach to motherhood. We'll be exploring the joys, the challenges, and the unbreakable bond that comes with being a mother. So, whether you're a mother yourself or you're just simply learning to gain some insight into the wonderful world, the challenging world, the interesting world of motherhood, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. First, I'd like to welcome my Aunt Sonya to this podcast. Hello, Aunt Sonya. How are you doing?
Thank you, Trina, for having me today. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Aunt Sonya. Aunt Sonya, can you tell the listeners a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Sonya. I was born in Abington Hospital. I live in a town called Crestmont. I was raised in a place where we call the Bottom. I lived in a house with my grandmother, my mom and dad, and sister and brother. My aunt and her daughters lived there. I was about 8 or 9 years old. My parents had a chance to move in low income housing, which we call the projects. But if you see them, they didn't look like projects. They looked like townhouses.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of good times there with family and friends. The good times will outweigh the bad times. I'm a single mother of a son named Keith.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a grandmother of two grandchildren. One name is Keith, which we call KJ.
Mm-hmm.
My granddaughter name is Jordan. I have a beautiful niece and nephew. I have great nephews. I also have like cousins who call me Aunt Sonya. I love family. I have close family members who I'm not going to call by name. Why? Because I don't want to leave no one out.
Well, first, I want to say, for those who don't know, my aunt, even though she was my mom's younger sister, she was more like an aunt sister to me. We basically grew up together because my mom had me at 17. So my aunt really helped raise me and shape me. So even before my aunt became a mom, like she was really another motherly figure in my life. Can you tell the listeners, Aunt Sonya, you being a teenager, having to help your sister raise her daughter?
Well, you were the first baby that came into the house. And we were all so excited. You was a bundle of joy. You was a bundle of joy. You smiled, you laughed. Tiny was so happy. Just grew up together.
Right.
And we helped each other. So if Tiny ever needed help, I was always there to help her.
Right.
When she had to go to work, I stayed home and watched you.
Mm-hmm.
I even plaited your hair,
Mm-hmm.
took you for walks. Everybody in the neighborhood knew you. They would call you Booby Dinkins or they would call you Creamy.
I just might have to beep that out.
Why? Why? That's what they called you. We had a baby coach. We would push you around. It was a good time.
Right. One of the things I remember about growing up with you is you always made time for me. And what made it so special is I didn't know too many aunts who would play Barbies. I thought that was probably the coolest thing ever. And everybody would say to me, "Your aunt is the best." Because my aunt wouldn't get on the floor and play Barbies with me, but you did. You made time, for me. And just as you made time for me, I remember when you had your son, cousin Keith, you played Legos with him. You played cars with him. You took him to the basketball hoops. I want to know, Aunt Sonya, how was it so easy for you to do those things?
It was just the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen how mommy did us.
Okay.
And so I figured we got to do the same thing. It's not like having a toy you play with for a while and you put it down. We know that we had to keep you occupied. We had to do things and just came natural.
What is one of the biggest lessons that you learned from Nana?
I have learned so much from my mom. First of all, she always told us when you have family, you're supposed to take care of your family. You're supposed to be there no matter what. Family is important. I just seen mommy do so much. And she didn't mind doing it. I never heard her fuss and complain about cooking dinner, washing clothes, picking up behind us. She always taught us that when we grow up, these are the things you have to do. And we just automatically did it.
Right. Because she did it with so much love. If there was a role model that both of us, my mom could have, it was Nan.
Yes.
She did it all. And she did it with a happy heart.
Yes, she did. Yes.
And not just for us, she did it for the people in the neighborhood. Even my kids, like they know that your house is a house where I always say all the magic happened. I would say the house that Nan and Pop created.
Cool. You know what, Trina? Our house was never really a showcase house. It was a house where family met, sit around, we ate, drank, laughed, played music, played games. The kids ran around outside. Long as everybody was comfortable and felt welcome,
Yeah.
we felt good.
Right. That's so true, Asaya. And that's the one thing, it's, the takeaway that I have from it. Things that you see growing up. I know I take a lot of that from family, especially from Nan and from you and from my mom. This is who you all were. And you imparted all of that wisdom and all of that knowledge, all of that giving, to everybody. So anybody who came into contact with you or Nan or my mom, like they left with, I always feel, left a little bit better than they came.
Whatever we had, we just made the best of it. We shared. We just gave. We just wanted people to feel welcome. And when they feel welcome, for them to come back again.
Right.
That was our house.
I want to ask you, Aunt Sonya, this is a special episode for Mother's Day. What was the most challenging aspect of motherhood and how did you deal with it?
Trina, I just tried to do the best I can for what I have. Then I finally realized that I couldn't get it right all the time. Everybody's going to make mistakes along the way. And I realized that there are bumps in the road, but you got to get back on your track and try to do something a little different. Being a mom, sometimes it's scary.
Right.
Because you don't know what to expect. You don't know if you're going to do it. Is it going to be wrong? Is it going to be right? And then when you make a mistake, it's like, whoa, how do I fix this? How do I straighten it out? But eventually you get it together. Right. And everything in the long run, like I say, everything's going to be all right.
How has your own upbringing influenced the way that you approach motherhood?
Well, let me see. But Trina, by looking at mommy and seeing the things she did and the stuff she installed in me, and I knew I was going to carry it with me. But sometimes she acted like I wasn't listening, but I listened. I looked at her and I said, okay, this is what I have to do. This is what I know I have to do. I got to be responsible. If I didn't be responsible, then I wouldn't have anything.
Right. That's so true, Asaya. What is one piece of advice that you would give to a new mother who is struggling to find her footing in this world, to find her way?
All I could say is do the best you can. Sometimes it seems like the best isn't good enough, but you have to push on. Don't throw in the towel so quick. If you think you're doing wrong, what you need to do is go find a quiet place, go back, relax, pray to God, ask God to give you strength,
Mhm.
have faith, and try to keep it moving. Being a mother is not easy. It's hard. Nowadays, I feel for a lot of the young girls because I know you're young and you want to kind of keep going out and moving on. But once you have that baby, it seems like, whoa, everything stopped.
Right.
You got to step up, and if you can't do it by yourself, always find somebody out there that you know you can depend on, trust, and ask them for help.
Mm. I think that's a great piece of advice, Asanya, to find a network, find
Uh-huh.
people, surround yourself with people who want you to be the best mom that you can be.
You
And
got
that
that right.
and that may not mean going out all the time because like you said, now that you have different responsibilities
Yep.
that cause you to be more selfless,
You have
that
to grow. You have to grow up.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to grow up fast,
Mm,
and it's scary. It's still like I say, it's scary.
right. Because your babies,
Yep.
your
Mm-hmm.
child is depending on you to be that nurturer, to be the
Yep.
best version of yourself. And like you said, to surround yourself with those people who are willing to help you. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily family. A lot of times it is family, but sometimes maybe it is those mature people in the neighborhood, in your circle who have already gone through the trenches, who are willing to take you under their wing and help you to realize that you got this,
Yep. You got that right.
you
And
know.
and if you ever need me, I'm here for you.
Mm. I found with motherhood, it's always good to have those one or two trusted individuals. I like when you said trusted, who are older, who are
Mm-hmm.
wiser, who
Mm-hmm.
have seen things that you haven't seen and have experienced.
Everything is not in a book.
Hmm.
Sometimes you just gotta wing it.
That's so true, Asaya. That's so true. Some things are not meant for us to know
Mm-hmm.
until we enter that phase of life. And a lot of times it's those experiences that we have that allow us to grow as parents at that stage.
You know what, Trina? Sometimes it's funny when you're young and you have a baby and you're home alone. The baby be crying, the baby be hungry, the baby be wet, and you're trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. What's wrong? The baby can't talk. The baby crying. What can I do? What can I do? And then after a while, eventually you're going to catch on. You're going to figure, okay, she might be wet. I need to change the diaper. Or she might be hungry. Or he might be hungry. I need to give him a bottle. Or if the baby's sick, oh, okay, I better get myself together and go on to the hospital and see what's wrong with this baby. But eventually, you'll pull it together though. But it's frustrating.
Right.
But eventually you're gonna pull it together.
Right. I'm finding that out now, even though my kids, are older, but, I still have one who is 16-year-old. And I'm finding that the way that I parent him is kind of the same, but it's a little bit different because he's had different experiences now that the older brothers haven't had to experience at his
Mm-hmm.
age.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of trying to navigate those waters. And I told him the other day, I said, I don't always and I won't always have the answers,
Mm-hmm.
but hopefully in this we will learn and we'll grow together.
Right.
You
That
know.
is true.
I want to ask you, Aunt Sonya, how has motherhood changed you as a person?
Oh wow. Have it changed me? I don't think it really changed me.
Okay.
All I think is that I'm a little bit more responsible now.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be responsible. I grew up. I
Mm-hmm.
grew up fast. It didn't really change me just because I just thank God that mommy and daddy was here to
Mm-hmm.
help me. And I knew that just had to do it. I couldn't go out like I wanted to, but I didn't run the streets anyway. But I
Right.
just couldn't go. I couldn't do some of the things I wanted to do because I knew I had to take care of Keith. And I know if I couldn't take care of him, who's going to take care of him? It wasn't mama and daddy's responsibility to do it. It was mine, carrying him for 9 months.
So, in today's special episode, there's another special guest that I would like you all to be introduced to. It's my cousin Keith, my Aunt Sonia's son, who wanted to be a part of this special episode because there's nothing like a son's love for his mother. So, with that being said, I would like to welcome you, Cousin Keith, to the episode. How are you doing, cuz?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good. So, Cousin Keith, I have a few questions that I wanted to ask you. So the first question is, could you tell the listeners what your mom means to you?
Well, what my mom means to me being the only child, she was everything to me. Anytime I needed something, she was always there. 43 years now, she had my back. Man, I just love her. Things she needs, I'll do it for her. I know anything I need, she'll do it for me. So it's a family thing. You know how it is for us. It's always been a family thing.
For sure, Keith. What life lessons, Keith, has your mom instilled in you? What do you carry with you?
Well, like I said, being the only child, I seen how hard she worked and she did everything in her power to get everything I needed. Christmas time, birthdays, school trips, she was always there.
Right.
Basketball, every game. Mom's in the crowd. She just instilled in me the power to never give up, just to keep on going no matter what the situation is. Cause I used to see her, she used to work her butt off when I was younger. Everything. Toys, Christmas toys, everything. So I just hope I can make her proud by keep doing the same thing for my kids.
Yep.
Just can't even explain it because she means everything.
I remember your mom, as you were in football, your mom would always be at the games.
Never missed a game. Never missed a game. Not one single game. She was always there. I always could look in the crowd and see her there. The whole family, the entire family.
So, Keith, how did that make you feel as a child, this young man? You look out in the crowd and you see your family cheering you on. What emotions does that bring up for you?
It was the best feeling ever because it made me play to my fullest potential because they were there. I
Right.
wanted to make them proud. Anything I did, I wanted to make them proud.
For sure. And that you did, Keith. We made all of us proud. The other question that I have for you, Keith, of course, because we cut up all the time, but what is one funny story or experience that you have with your mom?
It wasn't funny back then, but I can laugh at it now. She used to take me up to the basketball course. We call it Topside where we from. And we used to play pig when I was younger, and she used to kick my butt.
So, listeners, a quick aside, pig is the exact same game as horse and basketball, where you try and match a player shot, play for play, except that pig, 3 letters, versus horse with 5.
With the underhand shot. It used to kill me. And like I tell the story now to my friends and I just laugh. It used to kill me back then, but now I can laugh at it with the underhand shot. She inspired me to go to play hard after I used to get beat like that.
She had the swoop, the left
She had the underhand, we used to call it the grandma shot. She had the grandma shot.
That is fantastic. Did she ever let up on you, Keith? Like when she was
Never.
That is
Before you finish, never.
And Sonya, can you share a funny or a memorable moment you've had with Keith that stands out to you?
Oh, well, let me see. All right, well, just one time, Keith liked pit bulls. So Keith went out. We had told him before we wasn't gonna have no dogs in the house.
Wait, set the stage, Aunt Sonya. Is Keith in college now, or is he still?
He was still at home. He would get this puppy, right? A pit bull, right? A puppy. Oh, the puppy was so cute when he brought the dog puppy home, right? So he ain't named the right. So I said, well, okay. I called the dog Maze, right?
Yeah.
So Keith came home. I was saying, come here, Maze, come here, Maze. Keith got so mad because he said, how you gonna name my puppy Maze, right? I said, well, you ain't named the puppy Maze. He said, well, okay. If you named the puppy Maze, well, I guess it's your dog now. He was hot. I laughed. That's amazing.
So wait, Aunt Sonya, tell everybody though. So why did you call him Maze again?
Because everything Keith did was amazing. I was like, name dog Maze then. And he was, man, that's my dog. Well, now it's your dog. Okay, well, fine.
Aunt Sonya, is there anything that you've never done but you would like to do?
I would just like to start going places and just go somewhere where I can just relax. Like, don't do nothing, don't wash dishes, don't cook. I just want to start going places and enjoying myself because this is my time.
Right, Aunt Sonya.
Because, like I said, Keith is gone now.
Mm-hmm.
I got to really worry about now is Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to start enjoying life.
Right. Like you said, Keith has his own family and he's doing his thing. And I think it's important. And we always talk about this. For those who listen to the other podcasts, you would know that I would talk to my grandmother almost every day. I talk to my mom at least five times a day. And the same thing with my aunt when my mom was here. And we talk a few times during the day, but it really has become so much more now that my mom and my grandmother have transitioned on. And so my aunt really has taken on not only the role of my aunt and my sister, but she's also taken on the role to my brother and myself, kind of like our mom, which is crazy to go through the cycle of, who my aunt now is in my life. I will tell you all that my aunt has been just a rock for my brother and for myself. And if she didn't have a lot on her plate already, um, just those daily phone calls that she would make to and that she still makes to my brother and myself to make sure that we're okay uh, is to me one of the best gifts that I look forward to, and I know my brother looks forward to every day. And if anybody deserves time to relax and rejuvenate and kind of find out who she is in this space and time of her life, is my aunt, because she really does a lot. And she is now, the caregiver for my grandfather as well. And I think it's very telling. And before, my aunt had said these are the things that she learned from my nana.
Uh-huh.
And you can see it play out. And I always think like those who leave us maybe leave and transition from this physical world, but they don't really leave us because the gifts that they impart
Amen.
stay with us. And I can see in your daily interactions with not only myself and my brother and Keith, but I see the daily interactions you have with Pop and what you carry on your shoulders, every day. And that's something Nan would do. Like if Nan were here, she would do the same thing for us day in and day out. It's the same thing I know that my mom would do day in, day out. And Sonya, the gift that you have is transcended, I know, from Nan, but it has become your gift that you are offering to Keith, to your grandkids, to my brother, and to myself and to my kids. And someone asked me once if there was somebody in this world that you could be like. And Sonya, that person is you.
Oh my God. Maybe you gonna make me start crying. You're gonna make me start crying. But Trina, you don't realize, Trina, I swear, you say that about me, and I could say the same thing about you. Many times I am 66 years old. I get on the phone, I can call you, I can just sit there and cry like a baby, and you can bring me back to reality, and you don't have no idea. I love you so much for that because I could see my sister all in you. And it's like, wow, is this real? And like this, I can't talk to mommy, I can't talk to Tiny, but I know I can talk to you.
Mhm. And likewise.
We laugh together,
Hmm.
us together. I don't know, life is something. You
Yeah.
know, life is too, life is what you make it. And
Hmm.
sometimes God will put you in a place where you never thought you would be.
Hmm.
Realize until you get to that place, the people that are there for you are really there for you. They're there to help you. They're there to pull you back up and say, "Come on now, I got you. It's going to be all right." And I feel that way about you, your brother Keith, all my family. I got y'all.
Mm.
I'm
Mm.
just a phone call away. And that's a part I got from my mom. Mommy was so loving and caring. I mean, mommy helped. a lot of people, and she didn't ask for nothing in return.
Yeah.
She did
Mm-hmm.
that of her heart. So did your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Knocks on the door when she coming down the street, going to church with every Sunday, telling me to be quiet, shut up, don't say this, don't say that. You have no idea how much I miss her.
Mm.
You know, and we always talked about kids, family, and Tani really, truly, she was the glue that kept her family together.
Mm.
She was a mother. She was a good mother.
Mm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She really was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I ever share this with you, Asaya, but I will share it with you now that you brought my mom up, is that when I was going through, like, and I'm still going through it, right? You're still going through the grief process because it comes in and out, even though 5 years out from mom, 4 years out from Nan. There are so many times that I call you on the phone because you sound like my mom. And I just need to hear,
Mhm. Oh God, Trina.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But I just need to hear your voice because if I close my eyes, and I know in the beginning, if I just close my eyes, like you were my mom. So I don't know if I ever shared that with you, but I share that with you, not to make you cry, but just to let you know, like truly, like how much you mean to me and how much you are just a reminder, a daily reminder for me to keep going because I hear and see Nan in you. I hear and see my mom in you. And if there's one thing I know, that even though I know at times things are tough, but you and Sonya, like you to me, are the epitome of grace and character and love. And you have such a badass spirit that if I could be just a little bit of who you are, you to me and Sonya are just amazing.
Thank you so much, Trina. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, like that's who you are to me. Okay, I'm gonna regroup myself. Regroup myself. But what are some of the important things that you still try to instill in Keith and also now your grandchildren?
Always tell Keith, always tell him. KJ knows. I said, family is important. You have to keep the conversation open.
Mm,
Show them what it's like to be a family. Show them how to sit down, have family dinners, meals together, talk together. You got to have trust and you got to have faith in God. Pray together. Try to treat people with respect so they can treat you back the same way. Sometimes, I'll tell Keith, sometimes you get upset. Sometimes you have to look, Keith, you got to turn the other cheek and keep it moving. Everybody is not going to see you the way you want them to see you.
right.
Anybody, you, much anybody. Just keep
Mhm,
the conversation over. You got to keep the family together because nowadays family are spreading apart. You
mhm.
have to bring them back together. When they at home, put the cell phones down. Let's talk. Find out what's going on in your life. How your love life. How you got a girlfriend, you got a boyfriend, whatever. Just come on, just talk to us. Just come there and go in your room and play video game. Come out and sit. Come out and sit.
That's true. That's true, Asaya. What has been, in your opinion, the most rewarding aspect of being a mother?
Just that I love Keith. I love to see when you see a child, you can see the smile on their face. You can see that they need something. They want to talk to you. You can give them a hug, tell them, come on and sit down with me, give them something to drink. It's a good feeling knowing that you can see somebody that you helped along the way and see how they grew up. Like you, I'm amazed. I swear you don't have I am amazed to see the things you have done with your boys.
Mm,
I see that because I know Tiny instilled a lot of that in you.
mhm,
See, your brother, how he out there going to work, how he out there hustling, how he taking care of his son. I can see it. And I
Mhm.
know you want to be a family man. I can see Keith trying hard. You
Mhm.
just keep telling him, keep pushing. And you sometimes you think they're not listening, but along the way, something you done said, they done kept in their head. Always tell me, mommy, people don't have family dinners like we had it.
Right.
We always had that.
Mhm.
I thought everybody had family dinners.
Mhm.
Other families sit down and talk, but it's not like that. But we have to get back to that. Let the kids know, it's going to be all right. It's
Mhm.
going to be all right, and we're going to make it.
Right. That's beautiful.
Put your arms around them every now and then. Say, I love you.
Mm.
Will you hang up on the phone? I love you. And just to hear them say, I love you too.
Yeah. When you said that, it's just like, I, in my head, I went back to when we, for those who don't know, I would go to literally to my grandma's house every day
Yep.
and sleep there on the weekends, like almost every single weekend. Um, but I remember, and I think that's why I sit down with my boys, even to this day. We're all in the same space
Uh-huh.
all growing up, that's how we were. We'd be all in the same space all the time. If somebody had a late soccer meet or tennis, we would always wait until that person was done. Sometimes people would laugh. We wouldn't eat dinner sometimes until just say 9 p.m.
Mhm.
But it's when everybody, our whole entire family unit was together growing up. Like that's what I saw all the
Mhm.
time. We'd have dinner. Granted, Nans would be at 5 o'clock. You better be there sharp, 5 o'clock, sitting down at the table, ready to eat. Wash your hands, get ready to eat dinner. And it was one of the highlights that I know. And everybody had their I remember everybody had their specific place, to sit
At the table.
at the table. Exactly. And it's funny that as people have gone on, like those same spots, like you and Pop still sit in the same spot.
Thanks. Daddy at the head of the table. I'm by the window. The
Yeah,
same three. It's just the two of us in the house, and we sit in the same seat all the time.
exactly.
He'll tell you, you got to get this out. That's where I sit. That's my seat.
Oh, Pop would be quick. Yeah, Pop would be quick to tell you. Like if you came over to my grandparents' house and you would like sit in Pop's seat, Pop would tell
That's
you to get up. You would have to move. But I will say, if I sat in that seat, yes, Pop would let me sit there.
oh, I know they will because you're the spoiled baby. Uh, Daddy swear you don't do nothing wrong.
I wish you could see my face, and I'm like, putting
Call Connie, right? I could call when your mom come down here. I will always call her princess, right?
my.
'Cause in Daddy eyes, Tiny was a princess, right? And then she'll look at me and lick her tongue out and say, I'm like, oh, okay, you got this, princess. Oh, Daddy, what you want, mommy? Oh, I was saying, look at this, look at here,
Look at you.
right here.
And it's funny because those who know my aunt, when she says "look at here," I wish you could have an episode where we would just be dropping cuss words. It would be
I was trying to be nice on the phone. I said, I ain't gonna do that. Because the first thing the kid said, oh, that's Aunt Sonya. She like to cuss. No, I don't neither. I just started cussing like that in the last 5 or 6 years. I wouldn't use that kind of language. I don't think.
my aunt is just so fun. And what I love about you too, Aunt Sonya, is you're not filtered. You say what's on your mind. Can I ask you, Aunt Sonya, how did your relationship with Nan change over the course of her dementia? And how did you adapt to these changes?
First, when I first found out that mommy was forgetting things,
Hmm.
I thought I was gonna lose it because I always see mommy as a strong woman, right?
Hmm.
I was a daughter and mommy still was the mother.
Yeah.
I had to start being a mother to my mother.
Mm.
It broke my heart. Tried everything to try to make her better and
Mhm.
get better, and I knew it wasn't getting any better.
Mhm.
I think I couldn't handle, not
Mhm.
knowing that she wasn't getting any better, you know? But like I said, I was angry, I was crying, I was always saying, "Why my mother like this now?" Right? but I did the best I could with mommy. I make sure mommy had what she needed. I laid in bed with her. We talked. I mean, one day mommy was starting forgetting, right?
Right.
And I said, Mom, I said, what's my name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mom couldn't say my name, couldn't think of my name. Then
Mm-hmm.
later on, I waited for a little while longer, maybe a couple hours. I said, Mom, you know my name? She said, yeah, I know your name, Sonya. You know, when she said that, I mean, the tears just came down my eyes because she still remember my name.
Right.
It's hard. It's hard seeing somebody that you love to go down that way.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing you can do. I just still cry about it, just seeing her like this. Because that's not my mom.
Right.
And Tiny would come down here, get mommy in the wheel. Mommy was like, sometimes she couldn't walk. Tiny would come down here, get mommy in the we had a wheelchair. Tiny would wheel mommy around the playground, wheel her up the street. I mean, we would go in the room with her, lay on the bed, and just comfort her.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see in her face that she was really getting tired.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to step up to the plate. I stepped up to the plate and I done my best.
Yeah. And that's all you could ever do, Aunt Sonya. And I know that Nan knew that you did your best.
You know, Trina, and like that, a lot of times, God will give you the strength and the courage you need to go on. You think
Mhm.
you don't have nobody, God is stepping quick. You're gonna be all right. I got you. You're gonna be all right. Just don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you're doing. And
Right.
that's it. Then also I had family members that come down here that would help her, because I
Mm-hmm.
knew I couldn't do it alone. Because if I didn't have the help I had, I would have lost it. That's why when a person goes through dementia, they really truly need a support group. They need somebody to give them a break. When they need a break,
Mm-hmm.
they they have to just talk about it.
Right.
This side is no good. And
Right.
I could see my father just sitting there looking at his wife for
Mm.
over 60 years, deteriorating. He couldn't do anything about it. Breaks his heart. It's a hard pill to swallow. I know a lot of people nowadays are going through it with their parents, going through dementia. And I just pray to God that, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Because mommy always say, Sonya, I'll be glad when this is over. I used to get upset when she said that. But then again, I realized she was tired.
Yeah.
She, but she didn't want to be like this.
Thank you. Well, first, I want to say thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for sharing your story, the grace at which you did it, because it wasn't always easy. The grace at which you did it, it was really, really beautiful. You loved Nan, you loved her through and helped her through her disease. And there was never once that, even in the midst of frustration, or that you never let her go. And if there's anything that I learned from that situation and from seeing you do that, is the unending love of a mother, all of that love that Nan had showed you over all those years
Yes.
back into her. There would be nothing else that she would be but proud of you.
You for saying that, Trina.
Hmm. I am grateful for the time that we spent together, through the tears, through the laughter. I am always going to be here for you.
No, Trina, I want to say something to you, Trina.
Yes.
I want you to know, no matter what you're going through, your mom and Nana is smiling down on you.
Mm,
So proud of the woman you have become.
mm.
I'm so proud of you. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm just a phone call away. I want you to get up, look up, and don't give up because we got you, baby girl.
I love you, Aunt Sonya.
I love you too. You have no idea. I mean, I love some Trina. I love some Booby Dinkins. I love my cream puff.
I love you, Aunt Sonya. And thank you again for I just want to say thank you for taking this time to share with us just your incredible story, but the incredible story of so many of us mothers out there who, through the joys and complexities that come with motherhood, we should allow ourselves that time to experience some grace in the midst of it and to appreciate as a mom that we may not always get it right, but we do the best that we can through the sacrifices. I would like to also say to all mothers out there, again, those who take on a motherly role or who may not have children of your own, that I want to thank you for all of your unwavering love that you've given out into the world and for all of the many sacrifices that we make on a daily basis. And may we all always be celebrated and cherished, not just on this special day, but every day, because
Yeah.
mothers make up the world.
Amen.
Thank you, Aunt Sonya. Thank you so, so much. I love
And I love you too. And thank you for having me, even though I was maybe the sixth person on your list. But that's all right. You got me.
Oh
And
my
make
because maybe because you're busy.
no, make sure you put that in your podcast.
I told y'all she was saucy and she even keeping it. She even keeping it right after this podcast is over. Oh yeah, she's gonna call me.
like I say, you damn right.
Oh, Isaiah, this was a great time. Thank you so much.
I love you, baby.
Love you too. Motherhood is a choice you make every day to put someone else's happiness and well being ahead of your own, to teach the hard lessons, to do the right thing even when you're not sure what the right thing is, and to forgive yourself over and over again for doing everything wrong. And that quote was from Donna Ball. Cousin Keith, or anything you would like to share to your mom on this Mother's Day episode?
Just I love you, Mom. I see how you put everybody before you. You're a great person. I'm just lucky to have a mom like you in my life.